To the show, everyone. I'm super excited about networking with everybody, and I love this show. I really, truly do. I say it a lot, and I say it that way because it's great information for people out there. Networking is whether you hear something for you, maybe it's for someone that you know, tell them about it. That's what we do here on this show. My first guest has been on with me now a couple of times. I have with me Jillian Fulton, and she's the owner of Glow Co Med Spa. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to share the show later on. Now, first off, I want to thank you for being here, but also I want you to be able to tell your story. And before you can even start, you said, but I tell us, people love when they hear the story, and your story in particular. There's a lot of people that struggle, and I want you to tell them a little bit about yourself and your story.
Okay, well, thank you for having me again, by the way. I was a nurse for about 20 years, and then I went back to school and got my nurse practitioner license. And I've been heavy my whole life. I love food, and I grew up in a family that we loved food all the time. And the grandma that cooked and said, you clean your plate. So that's how I was, and I love it. And as I got older, my dad had a lot of health problems. He was heavy too, and he passed away, early. And from that, I just kind of realized, wow, I don't want to do that to my kids, actually, and because that's what I felt like happened. And so I started having some health problems. My blood pressure started going up, and I started getting swollen. So I went to the doctor, and I started some weight loss medication, and I've lost 100 pounds this year.
Isn't that
awesome? It took me about a year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I feel good. I feel so much better. I feel like I didn't know how I could feel this way, though.
Well, you feel like a different person.
Yeah, and I lived so long with the extra weight, or I was always tired, and I thought that was my normal. And it wasn't my normal, because now I still have some weight to lose. I'm doing good, but this is my new normal, and the energy that I have and how I feel, and just the different every day-to-day things, even making better choices when I eat. And I had to learn new habits. We have habits. So it's been wonderful. So that's how I started Glow Co Med Spa and Wellness, is because people started asking me, what did you do? And I started telling them, and I started falling in love with helping them, get to where I am, and I still where I want to be, because I'm not done. And it's always going to be a journey, right? But I'm doing it, and I want to help people do that too.
And you have opened your med spa because you say what you like to do is you like to balance inner health and outer beauty.
Yes.
Right? You also go on this journey with your clients. You are really walking with them in their shoes.
Yeah, I've lived it, right? And so when I meet somebody, it's funny, I'm not going off subject here, but it was just this morning I had a Zoom call with someone about marketing. He was kind of asking me, and I said, look, the one thing I don't ever want to do is lose me in all of this, because I really pride building a relationship with my clients and being personal and learning about their life and going on their journey with them, and it's really important to me. And I made that super clear to him, even in what we're posting on social media and what we're making, and dumb, but I like puns, right? So, and I put puns up on my own social media. I do it all myself, and my kids are like, oh my gosh, Mom, I can't believe you wrote that. And I was like, no, it's so funny, it's really funny. And I know it sounds silly.
Give me one.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
So I put one up the other day, and this is the worst one apparently. According to my kids, it's ick. That's a new word that I learned, but anyway. So it says, honey, if cauliflower can be pizza, you can be anything.
Oh God,
okay,
yes.
I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it's hysterical because you're so right. Who likes? There's a lot of people that like it, and
it's an acquired taste.
But here's the thing: what I love about you is that number one of the things that you have done and is to try and make this easy for everyone. So you also telemedicine. So a lot of people, you just do this all over the phone, which is so incredible.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you meet with them first, right?
Yeah, so usually I try to get them to meet in person, but I tell you, everyone loves the convenience. And so when we do telehealth, we are face-to-face on the computer, and they have paperwork and everything to fill out in the beginning, just like an intake form. But it's supposed to be a 15-minute telehealth, and sometimes it goes longer because I love to learn about them, but that's how we connect.
Right.
And then they tell me, I want to come to your office and meet you in person. So it's almost reversed. It's almost our first call is usually telehealth, and then they want to come in, and I love that. We work it out, whatever most convenient for them.
So we're also going to do something very fun through the next, part of the show. Right now, we're gonna open up the lines to the audience for everyone to get, she's got a 30-day home kit of peptides that she says she cannot keep off on the shelves.
Yeah.
She cannot, they're just flying out the door. People love them. Where you do this yourself, obviously, you're gonna get all the information that you
Yes.
need to do, but we're gonna open up the lines for everyone to get entered in to win this. It's a 30-day home kit that you get to do on your own, and it helps you lose weight.
It does. There's a lot of different peptides, but the main one is helping you lose weight, and there's different types, and we'll talk about that and decide what one's best for you and what your goals are. There's one called NAD+. That's amazing. That they call it the reverse aging peptide.
Mhm.
So, so that's making people.
So it's gonna be their choice when they talk to you
Uh-huh.
of which one they're gonna
there's
get.
tons.
And we've got our lines open here, and our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll-free it's 1-866-536-1100, and I'm gonna let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for this. And I'm saying that if it's not for you, or you know somebody, and I'm just gonna say this too, the holidays, I cannot believe I am saying this, are literally around the corner to lose weight and get
Yeah.
ready for all of that. You're going on a trip, maybe you are going on a trip or something like that, and you wanna lose weight. This is the perfect place to be right now, listening to this show and getting entered in to win this. Again, our number here is 602-277-5369, and I'm gonna let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. Her website is glowcomedspa.com, and the phone number to call there is 480-770-2633, or call in here at 602-277-5369. She's gonna do a free consultation with you. It's a telehealth consultation,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna go from there. Okay, so some of the things that we wanna talk about, because you like to get to the root of the cause and really hearing their story, sharing your story and hearing their story, that's how you gotta get to it.
Yeah, I noticed too when I started the whole weight loss section, everybody kind of has something else going on medically, and so I started doing more of a functional medicine side with that as well. So we talk about symptoms and prior health issues and medication, all these things, and we put that together. We run some labs sometimes when we need to, and finding that root cause is amazing. Like when they say I have inflammation or I have pain here, and I found a lot of people don't feel heard. They're not feeling heard by their primary care or their doctor. They're dismissed, and so functional medicine is really becoming
Very
the
big.
medicine.
Mhm.
And so I was always told, listen to your patients, right? When I just started weight loss and I started doing aesthetic stuff. So it's taken this role over here, and now I do a lot of hormones. Women, hormone imbalance is crazy, and I do men too, but sometimes you can't get your weight off because your hormone levels are off. So then we start looking at that, and it just, the way that they feel when I get a text message that says, I just want to thank you so much, I feel so good, I haven't felt like this in years. Then I
Isn't
go,
that awesome?
okay, we're doing it, you know.
I love it, and we're gonna end with that because that was perfect. And we do have our lines open here. We're gonna let everyone call throughout the rest of the show to get, it's a 30-day home kit that you're gonna get to be able, of these peptides, and it's gonna be of your choice. You're gonna pick which one is
Yep.
right for you. And our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. We're gonna go to a break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk further about all of this, because you know what? Everyone wants to look and feel great, and a lot of people are knowing about these peptides. They're so hot right now. She cannot keep them on her shelf, and we've got everyone that's getting entered in to win a 30-day home kit. And our number here again, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Check her out. It's glowcomedspa.com. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute. We're gonna keep on going because we're live in the room. Okay. And so, when you talk about some of these other things with their health issues, you also talk about how everything that you work with is medical grade,
Yes.
right? I want
Yes.
to talk a little about that.
So, everything requires a prescription when you're coming, like prescription meds or, you know, the weight loss stuff. But there's been companies that have come out and they're called research grade peptides. And those are not, it's not for human consumption.
And they're
Now,
sold?
They're sold online. It's
Mhm.
kind of like the black market of peptides. And yes, I definitely don't do those,
No,
but
I know.
definitely, yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
get a
talk
lot
about
of patients
that
that come to
story.
me that
Let's
had
say-
done those and didn't get results, or
Mhm.
I thought this was supposed to work. And, so yeah, they're
And
made.
who the heck how do they know what they're putting in their body? That's what scares me
It
about it.
scares me too.
I'm
But the
sure-
bottle says, not for human consumption, only tested on rats. It says different things.
But it's cheaper.
It's a lot cheaper.
Right.
And so and I understand that theory and going that route.
And we're gonna talk about that online, buying online,
Yeah.
having medical grade, what,
Yes,
why
perfect.
you use medical grade.
So at the end of the day, they think they're saving money, so then they spent 2 or 3 months doing this. And then they come to me and we do the real stuff, the good stuff, right? And they go, oh my gosh, I should have, and let's listen, learn. Yeah, I just worry about what they used first. So,
Absolutely, that's
yeah.
already there.
Yeah.
Right.
Scary.
So it scares me. I mean, there's so much, right? And you see this online and they make it so, like, oh, it's so fun, it's so good to do, you're gonna
Every
love it.
day, I have a conversation with a patient about TikTok, that they saw something on TikTok. Now, some stuff
Can we
is
talk
good.
about that?
Yeah. Some of the stuff is legitimate, and I'm like, oh, yeah, but some of the stuff is the research peptides, right? Or, the internet can be your best friend in some things, and in others, it's like, oh, no.
Now, I do
hold
not
on.
think, I mean, even with my girls who, I just tell them, you guys gotta be careful, you gotta make sure what you're taking is okay.
Yeah, Yeah.
Because how do you know?
I know.
And there's a lot of people that are on that, when they talk about how it's really good for your diabetes.
Yeah.
Now everybody has diabetes.
Yeah.
Cause their doctor will say, oh, you're borderline.
Yeah.
So that gets them to the point where, and I think that's not necessarily good.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, sometimes I feel, and that was one thing, like when I was telling you about the marketing, kind of just ties into it. Like, I always wanted to stay true to myself and not be a mill. That's the words that I use when I'm talking to, the marketing and stuff. Like, I always want to stay personal. I want to have that relationship.
Well, that's what I
Do it
like
right.
about here, is cause it is.
Yeah.
As real as you can get, it's
Yeah.
you.
I like it. It's a goal.
So welcome back, everyone. We have our lines open here, and the reason why we do is we are giving away, it's a 30-day home kit of these peptides that help you lose weight. There's things that are good for aging, anti-aging, and there's a lot of them. And Jillian is the owner of I'm saying it wrong, Glowco Med Spa. She is going to be able to talk to you, do a telemedicine with you. You might want to even come in and work with her and talk to her, tell her your story. What's going on with you? What happened? She lost 100 pounds.
Yeah.
And when is it that's your anniversary for that?
July, oh my gosh, it's like in a week.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
congratulations.
yeah,
I hope
just
you're on that
realized that.
day. Oh my God, that would be so much fun that
Yeah.
you are. But, to have gone through that and to be able to really relate with your clients this way, I love that you do that. We've got our lines open here. She's gonna go through this with you to find out which one's gonna be the right one for you. And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Whether it's for you or someone else that please tell them about this, because this is gonna be doing it the right way. We're gonna talk about that right now. Because I asked you a little bit about, you do everything is medical grade with what you do. It's the real deal. And I said, what about people that are buying things online? And you said there's something called what?
Research peptides.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
Yeah, so there's companies out there that are selling peptides and marketing them, and they're not for human consumption. And it says that on the bottle. And kind of like I was telling you, the internet can be our best friend in some things, and it can be so bad in others. And that is one of the ways that the information is bad.
So here's the thing about this, folks. When it says not for human consumption, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't just not eat it. You're not putting it in your body.
Right.
So some people are going, oh, well, I'm not eating it.
Yeah, they think
Right?
it's different because it's coming in
Yeah,
an injection form, so
exactly.
then it makes it better. But,
Exactly.
yeah. So
Wrong.
Yeah, exactly. So we kind of go through the whole thing. They spent months on this research grade peptide and didn't get results. So then they come to me and we start talking it through, and I give them the real deal, the good stuff. And they're like, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. Oh, this is what it was supposed to do. So yeah, we go through that.
You also want to talk a little bit about TikTok and what you hear and see on that.
I do. Every day, I think I have a conversation with a client about TikTok, and some of it's good. We talk about little things like, a face cream that they saw, and I'm like, yeah, I've heard that works great. I have a couple people on that. But the research peptides are big on TikTok, and that comes across a lot. It's pushed big time. Those companies out there with those, that's big. And but also on the other side, sometimes they see someone's story on there. They see before and afters, or someone's talking about their weight loss journey, and it's all peptides. All of these things that you hear, the GLP ones, the shot, that we can't name the name, they're all peptides in that family. And so some of them are great. So it's a 50-50 on TikTok for me. And I always have to decipher that with people. Well, not this, but this.
Well, I think it's really important, number one, because of your background, but also because you're doing it. This is something that you do and live every single day
Yeah.
of your life. Also, I want to talk about what the first appointment sort of looks like, and then what they go through.
Yeah, so usually it happens 50-50. Someone finds my website and they go on the book now button and they can book an appointment online, go straight to my booking software, my calendar, and then it comes to me and they set their appointment and we meet on our call, basically our phone, computer, face-to-face is what I mean, telehealth. Other ways is they'll reach out to me. I get a lot of referrals from patients that I already have. That's actually the majority of my business right now. And they get my, my business line and it comes to my phone and we text for a minute, like the last couple questions. I say, hey, you wanna hop on a call? Because I love the in-person as much as I can, whether I'm on the phone with them, I like that voice, right?
Oh, yeah, there's nothing like it.
Texting, I don't mind at all, and it's convenient, and I try to stay convenient for people, but sometimes I want you to get to know me too, because then we have a relationship, and I love that. I have really tried to build this entire foundation of this business on building relationships with
Absolutely,
clients.
it's wonderful.
Yeah.
The website is glowcomedspa.com. She does free consultations. You can call her at 480-770-2633. She's located in Queen Creek, but you serve all of Arizona.
I do.
Because it's telemedicine, so she can do that as well. And she's also got up and coming place in Gilbert that's gonna be opening as well.
Yes.
So
We're
that's
supposed to
exciting.
move in August, so I'm pretty sure doors will open, a couple weeks into August, beginning of September. We'll see how I move along.
And exciting for
Yes.
you. So glowcomedspa.com. We do have our lines open here. Everyone's getting entered into win. This is a 30-day home kit that you're gonna get. She cannot keep them on the shelves. People are just buying them because they love the fact that they can do it at home.
Yes.
Right?
So
And you walk that through with them.
I do, yeah, from the
obviously.
very beginning. I talk to them about it in our in-person appointment or on our telehealth appointment, whatever's convenient for them. I send them written out directions and I make sure that they know. I say it 10 times. Sometimes I think some clients roll their eyes at me because I'm like, do not do anything you're not comfortable with. Always message me first. If you forget what I told you, if you forget the instructions, talk to me
I'm
first.
recording it.
Yeah, that's okay. I would rather,
I would
right?
wanna know, I don't wanna
I
remember.
actually even made videos. I did. I
Good,
made
that's a good
videos.
thing, that's good to do.
And I'll send that to them too, because
Mhm.
everyone learns different too.
Sure.
So you can have a QR code, you can have a video, you get me, so somehow we will figure it out. Yeah.
It's awesome. So the lines here to get entered into win for this is 602-277-5369 and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Now, going back to the peptides,
Mhm.
because there's so many of them, and some of them, a lot of them are for losing weight, but
Yes.
some of them are for anti-aging, and you have a lot of different ones. So let's talk about some of them that you offer.
Yeah, actually a big one right now is biotin.
Okay.
And so that's really good for your hair and your nails and your skin. And people hear about it on TikTok and Amazon because it comes in oral form.
Right.
But sometimes the misconception is you don't absorb everything orally that you take. So you don't know how much biotin, for example, that you're getting. But when you're doing the injection form, which was what I do, your body cannot reject that, so to speak. You absorb that immediately. So that makes it the most convenient. And then they notice that their hair is thicker or longer or shinier, their nails grow faster. That's a huge one. Their skin is, I call it the glow shot, right? Glow cap. And so it makes their skin shinier, that's the intention.
Mhm.
And then we sometimes will couple that with a microneedling or something. I got a new product actually. I'll
Let's
tell you
talk
about
about it.
Microneedling, so I got Vamp. So
Oh, we
I
gotta
think
talk
I
about
mentioned
you
it last
did.
time because I was
Let's
gonna
talk
order
about it. Vamp.
It's really cool. So,
Listen to this,
but
folks.
hear me out, because it's salmon DNA, okay?
That's
So
right.
that's what it is, and I microneedle that, it's a facial aesthetic procedure where I make little tiny, it's a pen, and there's about 30 microneedles in it, and I make very, very, precision strokes over your face, and I put this salmon DNA in there, and so underneath you're building the collagen from the microneedling, but on top I'm pushing that collagen in also.
Wow.
And so some of the before and afters are pretty cool. Like, I wanna do it to myself.
So why salmon DNA?
Well, Korean skincare is actually the up and coming. Like a couple months ago, I was pushing peptides. I'm like, I love peptides. People need to know about it. And it wasn't really going anywhere. Now, the internet, which I love too, I know we're talking about that, but it comes out and people are just blowing up over peptides. And so Korean skincare is wonderful and it's part of that. And so all these companies are starting to pick up and develop these Korean skincare products, which
Wow.
one of them is this Vamp that you use with microneedling. And the before and afters are just absolutely amazing. I can't wait to do it to myself.
Well, it sort of makes sense when you think about salmon skin, which I happen to love eating salmon skin.
Right. So
I
good
do,
for you on so
but
many
it's
levels. The
crunchy.
omegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just makes sense,
Mhm.
and you can do that. Does that come in will that be able to be in a home kit at some point, or not yet?
Probably not. It's
Yeah.
probably something that they'd have to come in the office
And
for the microneedling
Yeah.
piece for me to
Because it's
put
all
in
about getting
their
it
face.
into the skin.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
want to know. I'm sure they'll have so much. It
I'm
just
sure
turns-
something will come
Right,
up that
right.
will
But
be at
what's
home.
really neat that she offers this, and it's up and coming, but everybody's like already on top of it.
Yeah.
So again, she's what that they do at the spa.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
And so she's located in Queen Creek, but she serves all of Arizona because she does work telemedicine. Right now, we have our lines open here for everyone to get entered into it. It's a 30-day home kit of peptides, and it's going to be of your choice. So you're going to sit down, you're going to have a conversation with her, you're going to tell her your story, she's going to talk to you about her story and how everybody got to this point. Where do you want to go? What are your goals? That's what the main thing is.
Yeah, it can be anti-aging, it can be weight loss, it can be pain. There's a lot of things for pain, inflammation, so many things. I have a lot of athletes on some peptides for performance and recovery. It's wide open.
It really is.
Yeah.
So we've got our lines open here, and our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free is 1-866-536-1100. I just want to say, how long have you been in business?
Since December.
Since
Not long.
December, and you were recently nominated for a local business award, and you want to tell them about that real quick?
It was the Emerging Business Leader of the Year through the Gilbert Chamber of Commerce.
So listen up, everyone. This woman is up and coming big time, growing fast, loving to share her story with you. She lost 100 pounds so far, and that is so awesome. Keeping it off and helping other people do it as well, but doing it the right way. Do not go up online and go buy stuff just because it's cheaper. That's not the way to do this. Doing it the right way. And she talks about balancing inner health and outer beauty. We've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win these 30-day home kits. She cannot keep them on the shelves. We got everyone that is getting entered in to win this, and our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. It's glowcomedspa.com.